So what do you think, like, as I asked you this question and you answered it very well, but if you had to, for example, let me make it a bit more difficult, like if you had to choose between any one of them, okay, like you are reborn, for example, and you have to start your life with any of this kind of knowledge, either with bookish knowledge, only bookish knowledge, or with practical knowledge, so what do you think will be sufficient?
I think the practical knowledge will be sufficient.
Yes. Here I think, like, I want to say something. You are a type of person, you know, that is, you are very honest with opinions. I think like that. Like, whenever, whatever you feel in your mind, you say that. Okay. So, and we need this kind of more people in our society, because it is very difficult to put your perspective in front of people. And you have that very good quality about you, Anand. You are very direct. I think we are meeting after quite long, right?
Yeah, we are meeting after a long time. Yeah,
Yes,
how are
exactly.
you?
Yes, so I am doing great. Thank you so much for asking. What about you? How are you?
Yeah, doing absolutely fine, doing pretty well. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So, how was your day? How did it go?
Our day was quite busy. I'm quite busy nowadays because I have to do lots of work at my online class, offline classes. Like
Okay.
recently, I have to change all the banners of my institute and lots of other stuffs. And we had provided a Bihar topper once again in our offline institute this year, few days back. So like lots of things are being changed in my institute.
Okay, that's quite cool actually. It's so good to hear from you after so long. So, yeah, and apart from that, like how, like what would you like to do today? Like, would you like to carry forward with that particular topic, that is superstition, or carry on with a general conversation?
Today I would like to do general conversation. Even superstition is good topic. Uh,
Yes, actually, here one thing that you said, that is superstition is a particular topic where it also comes sometimes in general conversation, right?
yes, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Okay. So, and today you are smiling a lot. I think you might be very happy. Is there any reason, Anand?
No, like I am every day smiling. So I don't know you would have noticed me today. But yeah, reason is that yeah, I am working at my best. So yeah, I'm quite happy. So when you work really hard and you feel like yeah, you have done your best, then there is no reason to be sad. Yeah, so that's why I'm happy.
Okay, that's quite great actually. Good to know. So, yes, like as you said that you have been quite hectic. So, before starting the conversation, please let me know, Anand, if I am clearly visible and audible to you or not.
Yes, I can hear you. I can listen to you as well.
Okay, that's great. In case if it happens like the video freezes or something like that, please let me know immediately. Okay, it might be due to some Skype issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So you said that you have been quite hectic these days, right? So how do you keep yourself going? How do you stay motivated?
No, like I feel like it is part of my day. So yeah, anyway, I have to keep working. Yeah. So I go on with this flow, right? I mean, I know, like I have a certain goal in my mind, so I have to reach there. So that goal makes me motivated, and I just keep on going.
Okay, okay, that's quite great. So, yeah, and apart from that, like, what do you have? Do you have any future plans as well?
I have lots of future plans. I mean, I'm at present, but yeah, definitely I want to go ahead. So that's why I have to plan for future. But most of the time, I want to be in present. So I have plans, but I don't want to reveal it, right? So this is secret. So secret should be secret for this time being. When once I will execute it, then only I will talk about it.
Okay, okay, cool, great. All right. So, and you also teach students, right? So, what do
I,
you think? Like, you have gained so much experience teaching your students. So, what kind of teacher are you? Okay, I know that it's not possible to give self analysis that I am this teacher, I am that kind of teacher. But what do you think, whether you are a cool teacher, a strict teacher, what kind of teacher are you according to your standpoint?
It depends time to time. Sometimes I'm strict, sometimes I'm cool. So yeah, it's depends on situation. But overall, yeah, I'm kind of engaging teacher. So I engage my students, and that's what I think a teacher need to be, right? So you have to be in. You have to make your class engaged. So I'm quite successful at it, and it makes my student interested in me.
Okay, okay, that's great. Actually, I think I had more than two sessions with you till now so far. So after talking with you, I feel like you are a kind of teacher who devotes a lot for his or her student. I don't know. I feel like that. Like whatever important thing is there, you will do anything for your students. Am I right? Like you are so much devoted to teaching.
Yeah, I am devoted to teaching. I do not, limit myself up to teaching. I go beyond the teaching for my students and for society and whatever, right? So yeah,
Yes.
that's why, and I think this is something which makes me different from other teachers around me or in the world. So yeah, I always go beyond the subject. I try to just make them aware of other things related to that topic as well.
Okay, that's quite great. Here, actually, I want to ask you something. Okay, like, what do you think? Is bookish knowledge enough, or we need to have practical knowledge too to develop ourselves?
No, it is quite obvious you need practical knowledge, not a bookish knowledge. For example, somebody will write a lots of theory about how to swim and put two hands and leg and just would do everything in water. That is the method of swimming. But unless you are swimming in the water, you will not gonna learn how to swim, right? So just
Yes.
practical knowledge is the best thing. So one will have to practically come on the ground to understand the game. So yeah, and once you are playing the game, you would slowly get uh, knowledge like how things work and how to proceed ahead, right? So I feel like practical
Yes.
knowledge is the best knowledge, and bookish knowledge is just kind of I think dream, right? So it is better to come in real world rather than dreaming.
Okay. Okay. Here, I completely agree with you. Because practical knowledge is very important for developing ourselves as well as the society, right? So, what do you think? Like, as I asked you this question and you answered it very well, but if you had to, for example, let me make it a bit more difficult. Like, if you had to choose between any one of them, okay, like you are reborn, for example, and you have to start your life with any of this kind of knowledge, either with bookish knowledge, only bookish knowledge, or with practical knowledge. So, what do you think will be sufficient?
I think the practical knowledge will be sufficient. For example, like see, early men were surviving and they were doing great at their time, right? So they had no bookish knowledge. After all, they were living, and we cannot tell whether they were happy or unhappy. But I feel like yeah, they were happy. They had very little consciousness because we have evolved a lot now as a human being. So that is different matter. But they were surviving. So yeah, I think practical knowledge can make you survive at any point of time. Maybe bookish knowledge will not work in your life, and if you have only bookish knowledge, you will die in certain situation. But if you have practical knowledge, then you can overcome the situation and you can win over the situation and you can live this, happily. Right.
Okay. Okay. I tried to make it very difficult and you answered it very well. That is, you chose a practical knowledge. But of course, here, one thing that you said, both are equally important. We cannot ignore any one of them, right? Both are equally important here. Okay. Now please tell me one thing. Like, what do you think? What are some of the changes that you have observed in yourself than compared to before? It can be either positive or negative change. What do you think?
I think lots of changes I have seen within myself. I don't know. I'm not conscious about my changes very well. Somebody else could tell me better, right? But I think I have become more confident than ever before.
Okay.
I have a good knowledge of this world, how this world works, because when I compare myself with the people around me or whoever is of my age, then I feel like, yeah, I am bit more conscious, bit more understandable, right? So kind of these
Okay.
things I have observed in myself, and also a few negative things like, day by day it seems like, I'm becoming different than others, like sometimes my opinion is uh, kind of, rude for people, right? I know it is not rude. Whatever I'm speaking, whatever I feel like speaking, I'm speaking. Sorry. But after all, it seems like, people live in certain level of society, in certain foundation, and when I break that boundary or foundation, people couldn't believe, they feel like kind of hurted, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I totally understand your perspective. Every person is different. I think we discussed about it in the second session. Like just like you said, that every person is different and our opinions will never match. Just
Mhm.
like you said, if I remember correctly, our appearance do not match, our eyebrows, facial expressions do not match. How will we match with the society, right? It's not possible.
Yeah, not possible.
Yes. Here I think, like I want to say something. You are a type of person, that is, you are very honest with opinions. I think like that. Like whenever, whatever you feel in your mind, you say that. Okay. So, and we need this kind of more people in our society because it is very difficult to put your perspective in front of people. And you have that very good quality about you, Anand. You are very direct. That's quite great. And it might happen that just like you said, sometimes people might feel that you have put a particular root standpoint, but don't be faded by that, okay? Because we all are unique and you keep on being whatever you are. It's great, actually.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, yeah, no, I do not care about people. I just care about what I feel is right or the truth, right? So I speak it out because I know if nobody would speak, it doesn't mean I will not speak, right? So I have to not look at the
Yes.
people and society. I have to be myself, and that's what I'm doing. And I also want others to be like themselves. Why would
Yeah,
I would be like them, and why would they would be like me? So yeah, I love everybody and individuality.
exactly. Okay, that's great. So here, actually, whenever we talk about superstition, okay, just if we talk about the topic itself a little bit, superstitions have been located since ancient times. Actually, people have different kind of perspective. Like you should do this. This is bad. This is bad luck. This brings bad luck. So, what do you think? Do you believe in superstition in general, Anand?
No, I do not believe in superstitions at all. Uh, because I felt like, these are your psychological thing. Like for example, in my childhood, everybody would tell me, if a cat cross your road, then stop for a while. Don't cross road at the same time. Let somebody cross first and then cross the road. But I felt like, no, if
Yes.
otherwise, if you are not following this method, then you are gonna uh, occur accident. So, but I felt like, if these things are happen, like sometimes it happens, you are passing by and the cat crossed the road, and you were
Yeah.
your bike was in a speed, so you couldn't stop and you crossed. Now what happens? That doubt comes in your mind psychologically. I have crossed it. I have crossed it, and it is running behind your mind, in your background in your mind, and it makes you,
Yes.
feel like you are gonna occur accident, and it happens, right? So I feel like it is
Yeah.
not it is kind of, psychological effect that you have been growing in your mind since a while, right? And it made you
Yeah.
accidented. So it happens. So I believe, like, superstition is quite a psychological thing. Even somebody believes in it, it is a psychological thing. So when you start believing in something psychologically, it is going to be come in the world.
Okay, okay, that's great. All right, so this is the last question actually that I want to ask you. Like, what do you think? Okay, you can give your own opinion, okay, and I respect everyone's opinion. So here, what do you think? Like, are superstitions harmful for the society, or they are not harmful? They can sometimes be good for the society. What do you think about it?
See, so there are levels of superstitions and types of superstitions. So I think most of the superstitions are harmful for the society, for the individual, but few would be good also, right? So yeah, but most of
Yeah.
the superstitions are harmful, and it is kind of uh, what can I say, facing in society. Like you have to overcome it. You have to go beyond it. And right now, because of science and technology, things are fading away. Superstitions are fading away from the society. So it is good thing that is happening.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's absolutely correct. And here again, one thing comes that you say, it depends on the circumstance again.
Like, sometimes superstitions are good. It is good just
Yes.
for some time being, right? But most of the superstitions in the society are just dark. It doesn't make any sense in your life.
Right. Yes, absolutely. That's correct. Okay, so today's session was very good, just like always, actually, and it was great to talk to you. Okay, and you always put forward your viewpoints in a very creative way, in a very innovative way. That's a very good thing about you. And just like always, I loved having this session with you, Anand, and I hope you enjoyed this session.